Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Maryland Darling Show. Today we are going to be doing a full-on review of the Ackerman pump pen. So I'm going to switch y'all around. Wait a little while for the notification to come in. Okie dokie. Hi, Dean. How are ya? Long time no see. How you been? Today we're going to be doing a full review of the Ackerman pump pen. You're okay. That's good. Well, at least you're okay. Some people out there that are not very okay right now, and that's understandable too, because there's a lot going on, and hopefully people are just trying to be as safe as possible. Okay, there. Okay. Not here. What's not here? Oh, you're not here? That's too funny. All right. So today we're doing a review of the Ackerman pump pen. This is what it looks like. The cap and the finial are what seem to be one solid device. Has a little tiny hole in the top of the finial, which doesn't make any sense to me because you don't want airflow. The clip is relatively stiff. But good for going in the pocket. Or neckline, whichever you prefer. Yeah, it's called the Ackerman pump pen. And it takes a good amount of unscrewing, so my thumb is going to be the note. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5 turns to unscrew. The section, there's no cap liner. You can see directly through the pen. The section is a cylinder, which comes down to the feed, and a zebra G nib. This pen can be sent to you in a multitude of different styles. You can get the Galette 303. You can get a brush pump pen. This is the Manga G Zebra pump pen. You can also get it in a stretch nib pump pen. a Browse Rose pump pen, a Hunt 101 pump pen, a Hunt 56 pump pen, a Hunt 22B pump pen, a Crow Quill pump pen, a Principal pump pen, a Mangaji Nico pump pen, a Mangaji Tachikawa pump pen, a Mangaji Zebra pump pen with 3 feeds, a pump pen set, a pump pen wash attachment kit, a Browse Rose pump pen with 3 feeds, and a Stretch Nib pump pen with 3 feeds. And these all range from $40 to $59, which is a pretty good price considering what it is. The feed is friction fit. One second, I'll be right back. Okay, so the nib comes out. It is friction fit, which is super cool. The feed is also friction fit. You could probably pull it out with your fingers, but I have ink in here and I don't want it to go everywhere. And as you see, there are no fins. There are no fins on this feed. It is just 2 slits down the side for the rail action of the nib. It just kind of rides right on there like a monorail. So, and it fits perfectly on those slits. And then there is a giant reservoir down the middle with a little tiny reservoir that goes all the way out to the end of the feed. The section is hollow, and you can't see it right now. The section is hollow. The barrel takes a good many turns too, but try and show you. Aha! The section is hollow, and you can kind of see down the barrel, even with the ink there. There is a silicone type button here that, when pressed in the downward position, creates a pressurized vacuum. And if you let it up real quick, you can get a suction bubble to come down to the end of the barrel and push out a little bit of ink when it starves. This is the one thing that a lot of these pens don't have. They don't have any way to force the air, force the capillary action to happen, especially if you want to use one of these Zebra G nibs. And everything is friction fit, real simple. I could even push it in with my finger, with my fingertip, and it's not going to hurt me. So that gives you an idea of how pointy this is. If you've ever had a Zebra G nib, then you know that these are very sharp, and you wouldn't really want to put your fingertip on it. But, and you can also turn it so that you can get the pump in a good position. Now you could put it below your thumb, you could put it above your finger, you could put it wherever you want to put it, which is totally brilliant. I love it. It's one of the best things I've ever seen. And when I first saw it, I thought, I invented this in my head. You know, when you like find a thing and you're like, gosh, I wish I could just push a little gelatinous section on the barrel so I could, make the capillary action go. Well, this totally does it. So now you can see I've used a little bit of ink. If you watch real carefully, you'll be able to see a little tiny bubble come up. Try and get this so y'all can see. Push that button. Just push that button. See it go up. Oh, yeah, you couldn't see it. See, there goes a little bubble. And then at this end, you push just a little bit out when it starves. And you can get 2 good drops out of it if you push it all the way in. Okay. And actually, I'm going to take this apart. So you gotta. One thing that I will note is that in order to empty the pen, if you still have ink in it, you do have to press the button and make sure that you push all of the ink as far as you can, as far as it will let you, because if you take the barrel, if you take the section, if you take the cartridge out of the section while it's full, you're going to have a mess. So I have learned this. I'm showing you the ways of the Force. So you cannot make the same mistake that I did. Okay, so then after you have basically gotten all of the ink out, you're just pushing out bubbles now. You can take, I would still keep the ink holder handy. Release the ink, the cartridge from the barrel very daintily, like, because you might still have some in there and make a mess. Okay, so and after you have this disassemble, you can kind of see down in there. And it's a little messy, but that's kind of what you're going to have to go through if you want to use this type of a system. And it is brilliant. It works like a champ. And we're going to do a little test right now. Do a little test. I'm going to take these parts in my hand, and I'm going to go wash them, and I will be back. So everybody make note of the time. 16:40, and go. I'll be right back. $17.07. Done. How long was that? 16:40 to 17:07. That was a half a minute. A half a minute. How freaking cool is that? That is like rocket science cool, if you ask me. That made me so happy when I found that out. And like, it's clean. Just in case you thought I was fibbing or something. Like, the feed is like completely washed out and dried almost. So let's do some measurements, shall we? While we're here, open up a new page. The section is 61.9. Let's see. 62 point 62.0 millimeters. The body, oh, you guys can't see at all what's going on, sorry. So I'll do that again just so you can see. The section is 61.962 millimeters. I put 62, but that's fine. 61 millimeters. The barrel, which is kind of tiny, is 54.3 millimeters. $54.3 millimeters. The feed is 38.2 millimeters. 38.2. 2 millimeters. And the feed width is 6 millimeters. 6.4 millimeters at the thickest part. 6.4. The body is 12.6 millimeters. The section is 9.5 millimeters. And the cartridge is 53.5 millimeters. Is 53.4. By 8.7 millimeters. The overall length, I'm gonna break out the other caliper. Ugh, it's dusty. I haven't used it so long. The overall length, let's see what I want that there. This all just fits in friction fit. Oops, that's the body. Almost 20 miniature turns to get that to close. Let's see. The overall length of the pen is, oops. Nope. The overall length of the pen is 133.2 millimeters. 133.2. Millimeters. The cap is 12.5. Oops. Should do length first. The cap is 74.5 millimeters. By and it's completely cylindrical. You can tell because it doesn't change. 12.6. I think I'm running out of lead. All right, shall we do some measurements? Some weight measurements. Everything is so dusty. I haven't used these tools in forever. The pen weighs 16.01 grams. Let's see. 16.01 grams. Uncapped. The pen weighs 9.7 grams. Now, if you don't know how heavy that is, I'm going to give you a very fair example. This pen weighs less than 2 nickels. So if that gives you any indication, it's a very light pen. This is a Lamy Vista, but it's full of ink. It's 19.88 grams. So let me get an empty pen. Let's get an empty pen, shall we? A very familiar pen would be a TWSBI Eco. An empty TWSBI Eco weighs 20 grams, almost 21 grams. A Conklin Duraflex weighs 24 grams. So it is an extremely light pen for what it is. And that just makes me so happy because when you're trying to do calligraphy, you want your hand to be able to flow really nicely over the page and not have to worry about snagging on things or getting caught, with having to feel like your arm's going to fall off because the weight is too much for it. That's what's wrong. I was scratching it, this, because there was something on it, and I realized that there was a cover on it. I didn't even know. I've had this for a year, and I didn't even know I had a cover on it. Anyway. So that is wonderful. This pen is a real joy. So in order to get the barrel off, it takes a good many turns. So how am I going to do this? Okay. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 and like a half. Yeah, 7.5 turns to get it off, which is kind of a lot. But here's the great thing about this. I just blew on it and no air came out. You can eyedropper this pen. That is freaking amazing. So if you put a little silicone grease or you put one of those, an O-ring right here, you can eyedropper this pen. And I don't know how much ink in it. I really should have done some tests on that, but it does hold a good amount of ink. Actually, let's do some tests, shall we? Why not? Here I have a cup of water. I'm going to suck up 5 milliliters of water. I'm going to tip it upside down, make sure that the meniscus is there. Good. So you can basically fit 2.5 milliliters in the barrel. The barrel's a little dirty, I just realized, but measuring the barrel. And the syringe, the cartridge holds damn it, about a milliliter, a mil of ink. So it's a basic cartridge. And the way that I fill this is I take and I fill it up to the little line here just so I don't overdo it. And then I stick it into the barrel. And then I pull out the nib and the feed. And it's friction fit, but I might have slippery hands right now. You might need a grabber, but it's fine. And then I put the syringe in. And I don't fill it all the way up there. I fill it all the way up to the top. And then there's a little ledge that you'll be able to feel on the side of the barrel. And I suck the ink out till I see bubbles. That means that the ledge goes right up to this ledge here. And so when I put this in, it's going to spray a little bit of ink down the feed and out the end. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a napkin or a toilet paper or paper towel or your favorite rag that you use for doing these experiments, whatever the case. Okay, I'm going to pull out some toilet paper that I just bought from the store. And you're going to take your feed, put it where you don't fall on the fucking floor, you piece of shit. You're going to take your feed and you're going to stick it in there just so it's a little taut. Then you're going to put your napkin over it and then push it the rest of the way in. And you'll notice that you'll get a little tiny bit of ink there when you do that. And that's normal. Then all you have to do is put your nib in, go over your ink, give her a couple of squeezes, and you've already got ink flow. Isn't that cool? So cool. Now I'm going to do this over the thing so you can see what happens if you pull it out and there's too much ink in there. You'll get like this bead on the top, and sometimes it'll be overflow. So you have to be careful when you're undoing it that way. Okay? So otherwise, I just make sure that I have a little bit of a bubble. Pump a little bit of the bubble out. Then you can tip it upside down, give her a little jiggle, and then pull it out. Cool? Hi, April. I know it's been so long. Like a whole 4 minutes. Where have you been? Oh, it's been 30 minutes. Oh my God, I've been doing this for 35 minutes? Unbelievable. Anyway, but this is the Ackerman pump pen, and you'll know that you'll get a good seal because the little gelatinous thing right here, the little silicone, goes right up to the edge, and it basically creates a seal all the way around. And there's like a little tiny O-ring in there. Kind of looks like an O-ring, but I can tell it's a tube of silicone that goes all the way through the barrel that's held in place by a metal, like a metal wedge. So that way it will stay in place. This is one of the coolest things that I've seen yet. And another person was like, "Oh, you should try this pen." You know, those pens that also work with these nibs are like $200+. Nobody got time for that. Plus, how do you get the ink out if it's gonna be naughty? Like, that is my biggest pet peeve, is when people try and sell you things that don't work. This works. I'm telling y'all, this is probably the coolest pen I've ever used. And it's friction fit perfectly for my needs. And like, I'm not a calligrapher or anything, but I like to dabble. I like calligraphy. I also like to change out inks really fast. You guys saw I did it in like 30 seconds. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So go check out the link in the description if you're curious about doing dip pen calligraphy. I'll put it in there right now so you guys can go check it out. This is a really, really nice pen. And it works with it works with every ink that I have. I have Monteverde inks. I have J. Arbonne inks. I even got it to work with the Parker Quink, which I didn't think was going to be very good because it takes a little extra pumping action to get the ink flowing with that one. You need some water or something, or I need a new bottle. But it works with diamine inks, and I haven't done it with the Noodlers. The Noodlers Blue Ghost yet, but that's on the list of things to try. I am not affiliated with this company at all. These are just my personal opinions. The cat does post deeply and securely, like it's not gonna fall off. And it's but it very heavily backweights the pen. So, note to self, don't post the pen if you're not gonna, unless you're like doing some big hand motions or something like that. You know, really post deeply and securely, which is really nice. If I could change something about this pen, I wouldn't have so many turns. It takes 4.5 turns to open it from this way, and a lot to open it from this way. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5 turns to get the barrel off. Like that's kind of a lot. If I could change anything, I would have the Homo sapiens lock mechanism, because you just push and turn 1/4 of a turn. And I would do that for both the cap and the barrel. I would find a way so that it would seal. Like that is the only thing that I have to say that's bad about this pen. It worked straight out of the box. I didn't have to turn the nib, which most Zebra G nibs, there's always something wrong with it. You have to like file them down. I have a very specific file for my Zebra G nibs. And I got these cute little rainbow clips at the 99-cent store. Sorry, off topic. But yeah. So this pen weighs lighter than 2 nickels, which is amazing. And it fits really well in the hand. And the barrel or the grip section is, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but it's probably not perfect for most people, because it does have kind of a tendency to want to slip. But like, if you're like doing calligraphy, I notice that I don't hold my pen the way that I do when I'm doing calligraphy. Like, I have a very light hand touch while I'm doing calligraphy. I try and like, unless I'm splaying the tines a lot, which I do a lot. That's the only time that I put pressure. Anyway, this was a look at the Ackerman pump pen. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. I greatly appreciate it. Make me so happy. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about the Ackerman pump pen, you can leave those in the comment section below. And if this is your first time, please don't forget to subscribe if you like fountain pen videos and ink and all that whatnot. Make sure that you subscribe and then ring the little bell and set the notifications to all, so that way when I make new content, YouTube will tell you that I am live. I do live at 2 p.m. Pacific until further notice. Please don't forget to share this video with your Facebook friends and your Twitter friends and all your friends, especially your calligraphy friends, because if they like calligraphy, they might really like this pen. That's all for today. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Okay, love you. Bye.